were talking about facing trials and struggles and how it doesn't always look like being persecuted for your beliefs, but it does look like, man, the hardships we face in pursuit of pursuing righteousness, the hardships we face in being a man of God and taking care of your family and like having the right priorities as a believer, will create hardships, and there'll be seasons of difficulty and struggle. And the example I was what's really cool about that group is there's so many parallels to Jiu-jitsu and how God has, and I was explaining to them, I'm like, this is not an accident. God gave us the gift of the art of Jiu-jitsu for us as another area to see his goodness and see the truth and the beauty of the gospel and the word of God, and all of these things play out. And so I was talking about this example where my first day of jiu-jitsu, I rolled with this purple belt. I wouldn't say rolled. I mean, I got rolled by this purple belt. He was probably 6'4", 6'5", like 270. And he just crushed me. I had no idea what I was doing. And he he passed my guard and he got me north-south, and he was just like destroying my frames. I didn't even know what frames were. I was just trying to push them off me, and my arms were getting really tired. And he just was resting his chest kind of on my face. I couldn't breathe, and I pretty much got smothered, and I tapped, and he was kind of like, smirking, and I didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, what? And he's like, well, like, you don't tap the pressure, you were okay. You could have been okay, but just because of the weight and stuff, you tapped. I'm telling you, like, don't tap, right? Well, I think it was 3 or 4 months later, I was rolling with the same guy. I ended up in the same position, and I remember thinking, in jiu-jitsu, you can't really think about anything else other than jiu-jitsu, like, at the moment. Just keep turning my head, and I could breathe. And then I just, like, observed myself thinking these thoughts and thought, whoa, 3 months ago, I was, the only thought I was thinking was, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And then it was like trusting my jiu-jitsu, the little bit of jiu-jitsu I'd gained at that time. I thought, oh, if I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, I know I'm going to be all right. I can keep moving. And so I'm framing, I can find breath. And I thought, wow, it was really cool to see my own progress, to like draw the, to like connect the dots there. Like, whoa, I'm actually making progress. And that in itself was encouraging, even though ultimately I think it tapped me, but I was like, my progress for that time was like, man, I made it longer without getting to a place where I felt like I was going to die.